Well, hello, my lovelies. It's Murky Meg here. It's Wednesday, the 23rd of February, and onwards and upwards. Let's keep my mind busy and let's crack on, shall we? I've decided that I need to focus my mind, keep it busy, and just keep on doing what I normally do. So let's get this done, shall we? I was literally just saying yesterday on Instagram that she hasn't been spotted. I'm referring to Meghan Markle, hasn't been spotted for 104 days. And in fact, it was actually on the Australian rag mag New Idea on their front page saying Meghan last seen 114 days ago. And they're absolutely right. She's been extremely silent. Harry hasn't, but Meghan has. And it's been a long old time since we've seen her. And then literally the same day, TMZ pops up with papped photographs. They are so clearly papped. They have been spotted and papped out in Santa Barbara this weekend. That's a very big factor, and I'll explain why. Both Harry and Meghan were seen with Princess Eugenie and her husband Jack Brooksbank having a slap-up meal, laughing, joking. But wouldn't two people that were so privacy obsessed pick a table not by the window? Or am I just reaching here? It doesn't seem beyond the realms of possibility that they would say, actually, no, we don't want to be sat by the window. We want to be seated somewhere a little more private. But they didn't. They were sat at the window where they can be papped. That in itself screams, we want attention. Now, Harry and Eugenie were also spotted at the Super Bowl a couple of weekends ago. That was all over the media. So they're obviously either visiting with them or visiting near them, and they've got together several times. Now, they are cousins, obviously. They are going to see each other. And maybe Eugenie was, relying on Harry's shoulder because of everything that's happened to her father. But it just seems rather odd that all of a sudden, up they pop, sitting in the window of a public restaurant where all can see. Now, they either don't care anymore about privacy or they wanted to be seen there. A couple of things that made me laugh was, it looks like Harry's had his hair done. It really, really does, because again, it's all bouffant at the top. We know that he's lacking. There's nothing wrong with lacking, but I say just either get it filled properly or let it go. Don't try and pretend you've got something there when you really haven't. There's no shame in it. Do it gracefully. And then this photo of her going into the restaurant, I'm sorry, I've got a thing, and it kind of icks me out when people, and it's men and women, wear their jackets over their shoulders but don't put their arms through. It's like they wear it like a cape. And she's done it before when they went out with David Foster and Catherine McPhee a couple of years ago. And she's also done it several times before that too. It seems to think that this is a trendy thing to do, a sophisticated thing to do. I don't think it is, to be perfectly honest. It was a trend a couple of years ago and I really didn't like it. But apparently she doesn't adapt to the times. It's a bugbear of mine. It really, really is. And don't get me started on the trousers. Why does she do this? I don't like to nitpick in people's fashion. I very rarely do it. But I just can't help myself in this respect, because with all the money in the world that they supposedly have, you think she'd find a decent tailor. It's not a good look. It really isn't. I just don't like the overly baggy trousers. It doesn't fit a silhouette well. It just makes you look boxy. She really needs a stylist ASAP. She's actually sitting down in the restaurant at her table with her jacket over. Maybe she was cold. Oh, I don't know. I think she's trying to, or possibly, kind of mimic herself on Victoria Beckham's look, because she wears the very, very long floaty trousers right down to the floor, or sometimes touching the floor. But Meghan, she often goes beyond that and they are draping on the floor. A lot of people have commented on the absence of Harry's wedding ring. And I think it's just the angle. I think they're very grainy photos, I've got to admit. But I think his wedding ring in this particular photo is actually tucked under his chin, I think. What do you reckon? And it looks really weird because in this particular photo, it looks like the area is surrounded in plastic. So they are sitting in like a plastic bubble. What do you reckon? It's weird, isn't it? The photos were taken by backgrid, i.e. dial-a-pap. It's very strange that Harry and Meghan are the prominent ones sitting in the window and Eugenie and Jack are on a different part of the table where they're not really papped so prominently. And what's the strangest of all, or if you have been following this saga from the very beginning, it won't be strange at all, is that this was taken, or these photos were taken at the weekend. Now, it's taken 4 days for them to drop. And they have dropped during the prominent time where the Duchess of Cambridge, Catherine, is in the middle of her whirlwind 2-day solo trip in Denmark for her early years project. Now that's a funny coincidence, isn't it? Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know I don't believe in coincidences. I firmly believe that these were dial-a-pap and they've said to TMZ, because that happens, that these celebrities are in cahoots with TMZ all the time. They often get the drop of all the information and they get to control when these so-called photos come out because ultimately they're kind of in cahoots with TMZ. A lot of celebrities do that and it's kind of like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. But isn't it funny that yet again photos have dropped when something important is going on in the royal family? And let's not forget that the Queen has COVID right now and they were out and about. I mean, I know everybody, you can't live your life, oh my God, my relative's ill so I must not go out. That's not what I'm saying. But I firmly believe that this was a staged paparazzi shot. It had to be. Because they're never seen out and about, ever. They are so privacy obsessed that pap shots like this are relatively rare for Harry and Meghan. And you also have to factor in that they sat in a prominent window table. Nah, I'm not buying it. Nah, not buying it. These sort of restaurants are well geared up for celebrity visitors. They have back entrances that they slip in and slip out. There are so many celebrities out there that just don't get papped, but they still go out and about and have meals. But in Hollywood, in LA, there are facilities that you can enter into the back entrance, a side entrance, and you'll never know that they went out and about. It doesn't make sense, which then you've got to go for the most obvious explanation, was this was a setup. We know it, absolutely. It was a setup. You don't often get well-known celebrities going out for a meal, especially sitting in a window seat out and about. It just doesn't happen. And these two are currently fighting in the UK High Courts about security because they don't feel safe. I'm not buying it. And of course, Harry can't sue because there are laws in America that says that if the photos are taken in a public place, you cannot sue the paparazzi. And it looks like these were indeed taken from a public place, i.e. the street, even though they were inside because they were sat so prominently in the window. Just think about that for one moment. These privacy-obsessed celebrities have gone out, not used the back entrance to a restaurant, sat very prominently in a window seat where all and sundry can see them. Do you believe that? I don't. This is a setup. Then you've got to ask why. Why would they do this? Well, again, I bring up the court case that Harry is suing our government, the Home Office, to say that he wants to bring his family home but can't because he doesn't feel secure. This then backs up his kind of version of events saying, look, I can go out in America absolutely fine because I have the security. Absolutely fine. They can carry guns. Yeah, absolutely. But I can't come home. No. I want the Met Office because they carry guns and they have the intelligence. So I can't do it. But I can do it in America. Look, it's fine. But I can't come back to the mean old UK. I will have to point out this hilarious tweet from my favourite royal reporter, Richard Eden. Do you know what? He's always on the ball. He's never ever undirect with his tweets, and he basically says it like it is. And I love the fact that he's going hard on Omid Scooby as well, rightfully so. He tweeted, "Coincidence? Photographs of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex dining with Princess Eugenie appear on a US gossip website on the very day that the Duchess of Cambridge is making her first foreign visit since the pandemic." Well, he's saying it loud and proud, isn't he? And I applaud you, Mr. Eden. I really, really do. Everybody has got their number, and it seems that their little pathetic attempts to grab the media's attention isn't working, because it is so crystal clear that this isn't a coincidence and it is a setup. And the fact that you can see her face laughing, it looks so fake. It really, really does. Why sit in a window if you are so privacy obsessed? It is a very obvious scream for attention to take away the very good work that Catherine is doing, and I say it's a very low blow. But that's what we expect from them, isn't it? No surprises there. I would love to know your thoughts on this. Do you think it's a setup? What do you think of the pictures? Do you think that they are really strange? Why were they sitting in the window? Why were they there and going to the front and not go through a back entrance? Nothing is making sense apart from all roads leading to it being a complete setup. Good job, Harry and Meghan. Good job. As always, I'd love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.